You know what separates the casual investor from the ones who always seem to be ahead of the game? It's not luck. It's not random guessing. It's following the smart money. The smart money doesn't chase hype. They don't jump into coins just because they're trending on social media. They do their research, they analyze fundamentals, they build positions quietly, and by the time the average investor realizes what's happening, they're already in deep. And in 2025, the smart money is making some very interesting moves in the crypto market. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 cryptos the smart money is buying right now, starting at number 5 and working all the way up to number 1. By the end, you'll not only know which coins are on their radar, but also why these coins have the kind of long-term potential that big players can't ignore. Let's start with number 5, and that's Chainlink. Now, Chainlink has been around for years, and for a lot of retail investors, it doesn't feel as exciting anymore. It's not the new shiny toy. But here's the thing. Smart money doesn't need shiny toys. They want infrastructure. They want projects that are critical to the functioning of an entire industry. And that's exactly what Chainlink is. At its core, Chainlink is an oracle network. That means it brings real-world data onto blockchains so that smart contracts can actually interact with things like prices, events, or even weather data. Without oracles, smart contracts would be stuck in their own bubble, unable to do much beyond basic transfers. With Chainlink, you can build insurance contracts that pay out when a weather event occurs. You can build DeFi protocols that rely on accurate price feeds. You can even bridge traditional finance data into the blockchain world. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Chainlink isn't just about crypto anymore. In 2025, it's becoming a bridge between blockchains and traditional financial institutions. MasterCard has been working with Chainlink on tokenized assets. Big banks in Japan are using its proof of reserve system to bring transparency to digital asset custody. This is huge, because it means that as traditional finance leans into blockchain, Chainlink is the gatekeeper. And smart money sees this. They see that without Chainlink, the ecosystem just doesn't function at scale. That's why instead of chasing small hype tokens, they're quietly building exposure to LINK. It's not about doubling your money overnight. It's about holding the toll booth that every transaction has to drive through in the future. And when you think about it that way, you can see why Chainlink is a smart money favorite. Moving on to number 4, we've got Ethereum. Now, I know some people might roll their eyes here because Ethereum has been around forever in crypto terms. But the reason it's still a smart money play is because it continues to evolve, adapt, and dominate. Let's be real. Ethereum is the foundation of decentralized finance, NFTs, DAOs, and tokenization. If you're building something in crypto, odds are you're building it on Ethereum or an Ethereum-compatible chain. And in 2025, that dominance is only growing. The Ethereum network has rolled out critical upgrades like proto-dank sharding and improvements in scalability, bringing transaction costs down and making the network more efficient. But beyond the tech, what really excites smart money is institutional adoption. In 2024, we saw spot Ethereum ETFs approved in the US for the first time, and in 2025, those inflows are accelerating. BlackRock, Fidelity, and other giants are scooping up ETH at scale. And why wouldn't they? Ethereum isn't just a cryptocurrency, it's a yield-bearing asset. With staking, institutions can earn returns simply by participating in network security. That's like buying a stock that not only appreciates in value, but also pays you dividends. It's the perfect blend of growth and income. Analysts are projecting Ethereum could reach anywhere from $7,000 to $12,000 in this cycle, and while price targets are always speculative, the point is this. Smart money doesn't see Ethereum as a gamble. They see it as blue-chip crypto. It's the Microsoft or the Google of blockchain. It's too big to ignore, too ingrained to fail, and too valuable not to own. And while retail might be chasing meme coins, the serious capital is flowing into ETH because it offers the best balance of risk and reward in the market.
Now let's crank things up with number 3, Solana. Solana's story has been nothing short of dramatic. It went from being hailed as the Ethereum killer to nearly collapsing after FTX imploded, since so much of its ecosystem was tied to that exchange. For a while, people wrote it off as dead. But if you've been paying attention in 2025, you know Solana is anything but dead. In fact, it's thriving. Transaction volumes are surging. Developer activity is picking up again. The network has become a hub for high-performance DeFi and NFTs. And critically, institutional adoption is starting to trickle in. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange now offers Solana futures, which gives institutional traders a way to gain exposure. There's talk of Solana ETFs on the horizon, and the Firedancer upgrade, which massively improves Solana's reliability and throughput, is making the network more resilient than ever. What's interesting here is that smart money isn't just looking at Solana as a speculative bet. They're looking at it as a platform for the next generation of applications, whether it's decentralized social media, high-frequency trading protocols, or on-chain gaming. Solana has positioned itself as the chain for performance. And in a world where millions of people might interact with blockchain applications without even realizing it, performance matters. That's why the smart money is quietly buying Solana. They see the potential for it to not just compete with Ethereum, but to carve out its own niche as the go-to platform for speed and scalability. It's not a guaranteed win, of course. Solana still faces challenges around decentralization and network reliability. But the upside here is huge, and smart investors know that sometimes you need to place strategic bets on comeback stories. Solana is exactly that in 2025. Coming in at number 2 is a coin that has been controversial for years, but is now looking like a clear, smart money play, XRP. For the longest time, XRP was stuck in legal limbo, with the SEC lawsuit casting a shadow over its future. But in 2025, that shadow is lifting. The legal battles are winding down, regulatory clarity is emerging, and Ripple is back on track with its original vision, revolutionizing cross-border payments. Let's not forget, the global remittance market is worth over $1 trillion. Moving money across borders is slow, expensive, and inefficient. Ripple and XRP aim to fix that. And now that banks, payment providers, and institutions have more clarity, they're integrating XRP into their systems again. This isn't about hype, it's about utility. XRP moves money across borders faster, cheaper, and more reliably than legacy systems like SWIFT. And smart money loves utility. They don't care about memes or short-term pumps. They care about real-world usage that drives sustained demand. That's exactly what XRP is delivering. On top of that, Ripple is pushing forward with central bank digital currency initiatives, working with governments and institutions worldwide. This positions XRP not just as a remittance tool, but as a backbone for the future of digital finance. And here's the kicker. Because XRP spent years in the regulatory wilderness, it's undervalued compared to its potential. Smart money sees this as an opportunity. They know that once clarity is fully achieved, capital will flow in. And they want to be positioned before that happens. That's why XRP is on the list. It's not the sexiest pick, but it's one of the most strategic. And finally, at number 1, the crypto the smart money is betting on in 2025 more than any other. Remittix, or RTX. Now, I know this one is not a household name, at least not yet, and that's exactly why it's interesting. Smart money isn't just about piling into established giants. It's also about identifying early-stage projects with massive potential. Remittix is one of those projects. What makes it stand out is its focus on PayFi, or payment finance. Essentially, Remittix is building a system that allows seamless crypto-to-bank transfers across more than 30 countries and 30 fiat currencies. Think about that for a second. If you've ever tried to send money internationally, you know how frustrating and expensive it can be. Fees eat into your transfer, delays stretch into days, and transparency is almost non-existent. Remittix is solving that. With its wallet, users can convert crypto to local currency and send it directly to bank accounts with speed and low cost. This isn't a niche use case. This is a $1 trillion market. Migrant workers sending money home, businesses paying international suppliers, individuals moving money across borders. This is Everyday Finance. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 do you think has the biggest upside? Are you holding any of them already? Do you agree with the smart money's picks, or do you think they're overlooking something? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them. And if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Because in a market as fast-moving as crypto, staying ahead of the game is everything.